Hello, boxing lovers. Welcome to the most authoritative boxing channel here on social media. This is your boy, Matt. Today's episode, I shall be breaking down and giving my prediction on the upcoming fight between Ryan King Garcia and Rolly Romero. This is a very interesting bout by all standards, as is a novel one because it would be happening at the Times Square in New York City. No wonder it has been dubbed Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. This is a very interesting bout which is being promoted in collaboration with the Ring Magazine, Eddie Hearn, and Oscar De La Hoya, who is a boxing Hall of Famer. This fight would also be televised live on the Zone pay-per-view. But the fight I want us to talk about is the Ryan Garcia versus Rolando Rolly Romero. Ryan Garcia has a record of 25 fights, winning 24, 20 by KO, and losing one, which was also via KO. Then, when we go to the camp of Rolly Romero, he has a total of 18 fights, winning 16 and losing 2 fights. The first fight he lost was to Gervonta Tank Davis, and the second fight was to Pitbull Isaac Cruz. So, those are the records of both pugilists ahead of today or ahead of Friday's bout at the Times Square. Now, let's talk about something very interesting right here. These two guys are going to fight at welterweight, which is quite interesting because just few years ago they were both competing at the lightweight division, and this fight actually is going to be at the welterweight division. This is telling us how much these two boxers have grown before our eyes, and they are now full grown men who are in their prime, and we are looking forward to seeing an exciting fight. These are also two boxers who know each other very well. They are both charismatic and former sparring partners, and both have suffered a loss to Gervonta Tank Davis. This is a high stake fight because there is a lot at stake, especially for Ryan Garcia, because he would be having a bigger payday if he goes ahead and defeats Rolly Romero, and he would be competing against no other than Devin the Dream Haney later in the year, who would also be fighting on the undercard. Now, let's take a look at the strength of Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia has a very, very powerful left hook, which would be using in this particular fight, and he is more accurate as he has about 80% knockout ratio. He has a lightning high speed. He is a little bit more experienced than Rolly Romero, looking at from his amateur background to his professional background. Though Rolly Romero has been a world champion, his defense seems to have improved against Devin the Dream Haney. But one thing I will talk about his deficiency is that he using the shoulder roll exposes him, and he finds it difficult to fight against boxers who are constantly moving, like he did against Emmanuel the Game Boy Tego. Now let's look at no other than Rolando Romero, who is a very interesting character by all standards. He is always fun to watch. He talks the talk, but not often walks the walk. But in this particular fight, he has been quite respectful of his opponent, Ryan Garcia, whom I think that he is confident that he can win this particular fight. As he told Ryan Garcia, I'll beat you and you still have to sort your issues out with Devin the Dream Haney because of how the first fight went. Now, Rolly Romero is a powerful puncher. He has power himself in his over right hand. If he lands it a couple of times, it sends most of his opponents down. He has a good jab, a decent jab enough. He doesn't move well on his feet, but he is a very aggressive boxer. Another thing about Rolly is that he comes into fights with confidence and sometimes uses his physicality to his advantage. Watching both men at the press conference, I don't think that Rolly Romero has the physical advantage here. I think the physical advantage still goes to Rankin Garcia, but his deficiencies are clear for everyone to see, and he has awkward technique. He is not the brightest of tools when it comes to boxing IQ, and his stamina and composure are sometimes questionable as he gets to be emotional during fights and loses control. Now, what are the things that would go into the advantage, or how should Rankin Garcia use his speed and power to his advantage? I think that, yeah, Rankin Garcia should not just be looking for the powerful left hook that has been his go-to punch in times of trouble. He should not be looking at it right away. He should be boxing off his jab, setting up the punches and taking it round by round in order to shake off the ring grasp and get into proper mood, and also practice some of the new things he has been learning with his coach Derrick James. Remember, this is their second fight together, as even at a point in time it was speculated that Rankin Garcia would be going back to Team Canelo in order to train, but he stayed with Derrick James for this second fight, which is quite interesting. And I think that that is how he should use his speed and power. He should come off the jab. He should set it off the jab. And in terms of defense, he should not be as a stationary target for Rolly Romero. He should keep moving around, as Rolly Romero does not have the best of footworks and does not have the best of composure. He would then frustrate Rolly Romero, and he would begin to make a lot of mistakes in the ring. And with Ryan Garcia, his chin being very questionable, as he has been hurt a couple of times when Gervonta Tank Davis rocked him in their first fight, though he stopped him with a body shot. When he landed on the chin, you could see that Rankin Garcia was in quite some trouble. I think that Rankin Garcia should have his hands up, as Rolly can equally crack. Maybe not as much as Gervonta Tank Davis, but he can equally crack. So he should hold his hand up in order to protect his chin. Whilst Rolly Romero, he should get his timing in this particular fight very accurate. He shouldn't be rushing in, because Rankin Garcia would have the energy and would have the sharpness in the earlier round. So he should take his time and get his timing right before getting into full flight in order to attack Rankin Garcia. He also has a very questionable chin, as he has been hurt by Gervonta Tank Davis with a one punch knockout, and he has also been hurt by Barboso, where he won a world title under strange circumstances. So this is the whole background of the two fighters. I think this fight would not take much long. I don't think that the fight would see its third phase. I see this fight ending before the ninth round, because I see Ryan Garcia would have more stamina. He has been the person who looks like he wants it more. He's very calm, he's collected, especially having served his ban for testing positive for banned substance earlier against Devin the Dream Haney. He has come off as a more humble person, and this fight is no longer 50-50 as it would have been when they were at lightweight. I think that Rankin Garcia has grown to be the more matured fighter of the two, and I think I see him taking control of this fight right from the first start till the end. And I think that Rolly would get reckless and would get hurt by the eighth round, and by the ninth round, Rankin Garcia would get him out of there. So I predict around 9 knockouts for Rankin Garcia in this particular fight. So that is my prediction. If you agree with me, let me know in the comment section. If you disagree too, let me know in the comment section. But one thing I need you to do for me, if you have not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, press the bell icon, and let's share with anyone who loves boxing. Thank you for watching. Stay positive. Remember, your greatness has no limit.